So here are some of my carnivore holiday recipes, my go-tos this holiday season. First thing, of course, is browned butter bites. You're just going to throw a stick of butter into a pot, let it fully melt, leave it on the heat. It'll begin to foam, and you just keep stirring it, and then the bottom will begin to brown, and that's when you just take it off the heat. For my mom, so if you are animal-based, I took pumpkin puree and added cinnamon, allspice, ginger, and clove and nutmeg, and a bit too much maple syrup, and I mixed that together, and I filled the bottom of the browned butter bite molds with half of that pumpkin puree stuff and then half of the butter, and it just makes for a more Thanksgiving holiday-y brown butter type of thing. And if you don't want to do that, if you want to stick to carnivore, you just pour in the butter and refrigerate it until it's solid, and that is it. I love these because even though it is just butter, it tastes like caramel and it's amazing. Anyways, moving on, the next thing is turkey. This seasoning is gold. It is magic. It is amazing. You're going to throw in a tablespoon and a half of sage powder, a tablespoon and a half of salt, 1 tablespoon of rosemary, 1 tablespoon of pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, and 1 tablespoon of paprika. You're going to fully mix that together, and this is going to be our dry rub. This actually makes the turkey taste like stuffing without the stuffing. It's pretty amazing. Anyways, the next thing you're going to do is remove all the gizzards, giblets, and the neck, and all the lovely stuff like heart, pancreas, and liver. And we're going to save that for another thing, and then you're just going to throw the dry rub all over. You're going to rub the rub on the turkey and let that sit overnight. The next thing I did was in a pot, I threw in a bunch of sage leaves and the neck and the giblets, and I just boiled that, and that is going to be our broth, and then we're going to make a liver pate out of the leftovers. If you are mainly carnivore, just opt out of the seasonings. That's it. The next morning, we covered the turkey in butter and then poured the broth in on one end, and that baked in the oven for roughly 4 to 5 hours and turned out pretty amazing. You'll see the tenderness later on. The next thing I did was I turned the liver and the heart and the leftover giblets into liver pate, or just pate of stuff. I threw in half a stick of butter and a teaspoon of cooked cranberries. There was nothing to that. And then roughly 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk. I let that cook on the stove just so that the butter could melt. Everything was already cooked anyways. If it is raw, obviously you want to cook it. And then once everything is cooked and melted, you're just going to throw that into a blender and blend it up and refrigerate it, and you have a pate. This was actually pretty amazing. If you don't like liver, pate is a great way to change that. This is what the turkey looked like after 4 to 5 hours. Arguably, people might eat turkey only on Thanksgiving. Last year in December, I had turkey almost every single day of the month. So I don't agree with just like one day a year. Turkey's amazing. Anyways, last recipe or carnivore thing I'll be making are these turkey sandwiches. This fluffy egg muffin is already on my YouTube channel, so if you want to find out how to make it, it'll be linked down below. I just added a bit of rosemary on top to spice it up. I don't know. And then I just ripped off some meat and kind of shredded it up, and I cooked it in butter, and then once it was kind of cooked, I added in a bit of the turkey broth and just let that simmer and cook for a while. Another thing that I did, which I did not film but will be filming at another time, is I made my own bacon mayonnaise, and I lined my fluffy egg muffins with that, and then I added the turkey placed on top, and you can also add more butter and more salt, and it just makes for a very yummy carnivore-friendly sandwich. So I hope this was interesting. Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful. I still eat carnivore. The only thing that I've included now is raw milk. I used to take a few pieces of like berries or dried dehydrated mango. Actually was like my go-to because it was just easy and I found it and it was good quality. And that didn't really work too well. I do think on a carnivore diet long term you do need some small amount of carbs, whether it's dairy or fruits, to just regulate your blood sugar and to sleep better. So originally I attempted doing that with fruits, and that wasn't going so great, so even though it was a really small amount, so I've switched over to raw milk, and that has been working amazingly. I get knocked out at night and wake up I have a nice deep sleep, and I wake up at the same time every single morning full of energy. So yeah, that's what works for me. I'm still carnivore, except for raw milk, which is arguably still carnivore. Yeah, a lot of people still ask me if I'm taking supplements and nutrients. No. The only thing that I take I've actually cut out electrolytes. Noticed zero difference. I just eat a lot of salt. Originally, when I was carnivore, until I moved to the US, so I was carnivore for almost a full year, I never took any electrolytes because they just don't really exist in Europe. They do, but it's like with all these extra additives and things, so I just didn't bother to, and I was perfectly fine. And then I took some, and I just cut them out, and I haven't really noticed a difference. I do supplement with some minerals sometimes. And then apart from that, liver, I wanted to shout out Nose to Tail Provisions, who sent me many packages of liver. These have been life-saving. They're amazing. They actually taste good because raw liver is fine. Raw bison liver is fine. Raw beef liver is absolutely disgusting. Some people can do it. I can't do that. So yeah, if you are like me and you find raw liver just absolutely not pleasant, bison liver chips. Yeah, they're all grass-fed, grass-finished, and they use Verisalt, which I believe is a sea salt, and it has 0 microplastics, which is important as well. Yeah, right now they added a salt and pepper flavoring, so the packaging is just the wrong packaging, and they sent something for that. And I tried them the first time. I'm like, oh my god, these are so spicy, but I had not had pepper in such a long time that it just seemed really spicy, which was kind of funny. But the good news is pepper didn't do anything to me, so I'm perfectly fine. But yeah, support good small businesses. They have a great backstory, and now I'm just rambling. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope those recipes come in handy in the holidays, hopefully, if not for next year. And yeah, thank you for watching.